I wanted to make a video about Danielle Dozier, a white news weather woman who I always like. She's probably my favorite white woman that does the weather on TV. She's the chief meteorologist in Huntsville, Alabama now, but she used to be here in Indianapolis on TV doing the weather. She used to do the weather on Fox 59. You know, this was back in the mid 2010s, like 2014 to 2017. You know, she's everything I love. She's a blonde white woman. She got pretty eyes. You know, she wears pretty dresses and skirts, you know, while she do the weather. She got a great body. You know, but most of all, she's sweet too. You know, she's very sweet. She has a great sense of humor. And she's just a cool person. You know, she's a real nice woman. You know, she loves the weather. And I always thought she was cute when she would come on TV here in Indy. I always thought she was cute, but what really made me like her was she posts these pictures of her going bowling. I started seeing these little clips that she posts, you know, she goes to the bowling alley. And the way she bowls, man, her bowling form, bro, she got the best bowling form. I mean, she just looks so good when she bowling. You know, the way she bowl, she's a great bowler. But I just like the way she bowls. I like the way she looks. She showed that ass. You know, she always put that ass out when she bowl, showing her cute butt. Yeah, that's what really made me like her, though. It's like, damn. I was like, that's Danielle Dozier? Damn, I didn't know she was looking like that. You know, she's cute on TV and all that stuff, but yeah, when I saw her bowl, I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, I like Danielle Dozier. But she looked good. I say, damn, she looked hot when she bowls. And then she was here in Indy. You know, she's on TV doing her thing on Fox 59. I'm checking the weather out. You know, we got some cute weather women here in Indy. You know, we have a few weather women that I liked. We have some weather women that aren't here no more that I thought were cute. But yeah, Danielle Dozier, she always stood out for me. So I used to see her on TV, and all of a sudden, man, she's gone. Bam. I'm like, where'd she go? Where'd she go? I was like, these weather women, they, it's like they be on TV for a little bit, and then you look up, and then they gone. You know, that tells me that they probably go from station to station, you know, for whichever one has the best job opportunity, the best pay, the best career advancement. You know, you basically just do what you got to do for the best of your career. But she was doing the weather in Oklahoma, Texas. Then she came here to Indy. Then she went on to Pittsburgh. And then now she went to Huntsville, Alabama, where she is right now. But she's actually from Virginia, which is cool. I noticed that she was from Virginia, but I didn't know where in Virginia. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, she's from Chesapeake, right on the coast. See, I have a older white woman that I'm really close to. She lives in Virginia. And I just love her country Virginia accent. You know, she talks like a Virginia. You know, she's from Virginia. You know, I just like her accent. You know, from this older woman that I talked to. She sounds like a country Virginia belle, you know, Southern belle. She's from the other side of Virginia. She's almost by West Virginia. She's around the Bluefield, Virginia area. Real nice woman. And I was like, Danielle, she's from Chesapeake, which is right on the border. You know, Chesapeake, Virginia. She's like almost by North Carolina. She's like way down there, right by the state line going into North Carolina. So she's away from the south of Virginia. You know, but I like her even more now that she's from Virginia. just because I know how sweet that women from Virginia can be. But really, that's on the East Coast too, so right around that area, you know, she's kind of like an East Coaster. You know, they kind of talk like they from the East Coast more than the South. You know, they have a East Coast accent. You know, but it all depends though, because Virginia was the South, and you know, historically, just the history of Virginia and what it means to black and white people here in America. That's what I like about Virginia also. You know, that's really cool. She's from like the Virginia Beach area. You know, Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, that kind of area. You know, I bet that's a cool area to grow up in, being on the coast like that. Very interesting weather, probably. I wonder if she ever wanted to do weather in Virginia. But yeah, I loved seeing her here in Indianapolis, and I wouldn't know who she is had she not came through on her path of just being a meteorologist. You know, but I just liked her, and I just wanted to make an appreciation video just because I think Danielle Dozier is beautiful, and just the way she bowls, I'll be like, oh man, I still keep, you know, I still check her out on social media, and she's cool on social media too. She like, you know, she's like some of my comments on Twitter, and then, you know, Facebook, I check out her pictures and stuff. Yeah, she's cool though. She'll interact back with you. You know what I mean? She'll talk to people on social media. I always be trying to flirt, so you know, I would understand if she didn't even want to like none of my stuff. But no, she actually did like some of my comments before. And she came back here to Indy for the eclipse in 2024. Yeah, last year, 2024. She came back for the eclipse because, you know, this is one of the places where you could really have good visibility of the eclipse. And that was an experience. Yeah, she came back up here though, because I thought that was like everything coming full circle. Like, damn, she came back. You know, Huntsville seems cool too. I bet the scenery down there in the Tennessee Valley, Huntsville area, beautiful scenery. And I know they love her. And it's good to see her doing her thing and living her dream of being a meteorologist. She's really passionate about it. I always let her know how much I appreciate her. I just think she's a great woman. And I'm glad that she came through Indianapolis. It's just kind of interesting how, you know, certain people that you see, you know, they might just be coming through your city. You might just cross paths with them, and then they go their way and you go your way. But it's like, man, you know, that shows the, you know, the impact that she had here in Indianapolis for me to still be, you know, checking her out on social media, and for me to make a video showing my appreciation to her. You know, that shows the impact that she made here in Indianapolis. And I see other people from here in Indiana who be commenting on her page and stuff, and you know, so I'm not the only person. You know, she got people from everywhere that she's been doing the weather at. You know, they still keep up with her. I appreciate Danielle Dozier. I just think she's beautiful. I love white women.